Our last skill is going to be to find the value of a graph by tracing. So let's go Control and fraction bar and do 1/4, right arrow, x squared minus 3x plus 1. Enter. Once again, we need to see a little bit more of the graph, so we're going to change the window on that to maybe a positive 20, tab tab, maybe like a negative 12 should be fine, tab tab, and this is actually a pretty decent view, so we can keep it, and I'll just press enter. I emphasize the view because quite often you're going to have to change the view to get a good view of a graph that you're seeing. So you need to get used to changing that window quite a bit. Alright, next, with the graph displayed, we're going to select the menu, followed by number 5, trace, and then 1, graph trace. Graph trace gives us a little blippy, and basically there's a couple of things we can do. We can type in the x value that we want, followed by enter, in order to find the value for that thing. So if I type in like a 2, then I press an enter. You see that it says x equals 2. Press enter, and it gives us the order pair 2, negative 4. Let's try that again. If I type in 8 and do x equals 8 and press enter, then it says f1 is 8, negative 7. Let's try something like 20. If I type in 20 and press enter, it actually moved the graph on us. It moved it all the way up out there to 2041. I'm going to reset the graph. Now I can drag and move this back down to where we were. You guys are going to have to change the window, and I'm going to leave it up to you to do that. But I'm going to go back to menu, trace, graph trace, and we get the blippy thing again. Some other things that we can do is we can move it left and right with the arrows. So if I move it left and right, you can see it kind of moving up and giving changes of the XY ordered pairs while we do that. If I keep moving it up, it actually clicks in and it found a 0. When it finds a 0, maybe we want to save that point. So I'm going to press enter, and it's going to keep a point there. And then maybe I want to trace back the other way and find a 0 as well. So I'm going to keep going and see if it finds the other 0. It did. See, it says 0, so I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to label that point too. Oops, labeled the wrong point. Let's kind of go back up, 0, and press enter. There we go. And maybe I want to move one of these points away. I've got to press escape to get out of there. Now I can move one of these things. Let's move that up there. Little tip, if I'm in the trace mode and I don't want to be in the trace mode anymore and I find myself frustrated, I can always hit the escape to get out of the front there. So escape gets you out, enter labels points on the graph, and just typing in an x value will find the y value. Let's say that we have two different graphs on. Let's do something simple. Let's go just y is equal to x. And then I go menu, trace, graph trace. Now I have a blippy thing on the blue graph, but maybe I want to get it on a different graph. So I'm going to press up, and it's going to change color, and it's actually going to jump to the other one. And then I can go down and maybe label a point a 0 on that graph and press enter. See the problem with the overlapping points? I'm actually going to have to escape and kind of drag and move one of those points over so I can see that, yep, that was 0, 0 on the red graph.